a shirt mic was coming through.
I don't have a mic on my shirt.
Well, the one on your headphones.
Yeah, it doesn't pick because these are wired into this microphone. They don't.
Yeah, weird.
It could have been my webcam. That's why
yeah.
I like had to reset because when I launched into here before I hit like go in, I realized my microphone wasn't even hooked up or on. Like it was hooked up, but like the extender that I have for it to wrap around my fucking desk like this, it I don't know. It must be bad because I replaced it and it's better now. So
gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome back, guys. It's been away for a bit.
A little bit.
Dramatic shit happened last time, and you guys we're back.
How's that?
So we're gonna jump right into this. I'm not gonna say anything about what this session might be. Last time around, you guys finished off one of the three, well, now kind of four, but three shadowy figures who've been haunting you around. Finally dealing with the Lichdom. There was also a crowd of drow that murdered Aramil for a bit there.
They started it.
And I also accidentally misspoke and told you guys that two individuals were mages before you were supposed to know that.
So
they got
fucking murdered.
Oh yeah, and then only a couple of us died when you know the two of the enemies didn't get to act, leading the audience who has played D&D before to wonder what the fuck the DM was trying to do. I'm done DMing this shit. Kill them all.
End of this campaign. Time to go to the next one. I wrote myself into a corner. But no, so you guys successfully took care of Denna. You destroyed her phylacteries, so she is no longer a part of this mortal coil. And then most of the crowd escaped and then returned with a lot of army men while you guys were attempting to evacuate the other captured individuals within the room.
The chicken.
We'll get there.
They were not within the room at the time.
As you were all preparing a teleportation circle spell to get out of there with everybody, everybody, Armil realized that the three chickens he had befriended previously were attempting to hold off the oncoming crowd of soldiers like good friends.
About these fucking chickens.
Armil successfully eventually got them to run through a tiny chicken-shaped hole in a stone wall, and has now also taken the teleportation circle with all of you back to the sanctuary, the monastery. Sorry, the Great Shroud Monastery. Some of you are less than happy about Aramil's actions and risking the party for some chickens, but you can deal with that on your own.
Worth it.
For now, you have all returned to the... Oh, shit, wrong button. You have all returned to the Grey Shroud Monastery with these 40 individuals in tow. Some of them had arrived previously in a first casting of the teleportation circle, as it was a little tight. And they, when you all arrive with the second batch, have been cleared away by a group of the monks who have seemingly been alerted to the presence of this chamber. You'll remember that your good friend attempted, or I'm blanking on his name because I'm dumb right now. I don't have this bit. Quentin, thank you. Had attempted to keep the existence of this chamber secret, or at the very least secret that it still existed. This group of monks who are now standing there have cleared away the first batch as you all come tumbling through this teleportation circle with these, I think we said like 18 or 19 people in tow. So that is where we'll pick up. All of you stumbling back into this chamber. You have 3 chickens, 19 passed out people. Some of you are worse for wear. I think all of you are actually doing okay. Y'all can figure that out on your own. And you're faced with these maybe 8 or so monks who are armed. They are armed with staves primarily, but 1 or 2 of them are holding what look like chains with rounded spiked balls on the end of them.
Dope. Quentin there.
Quentin is not there.
Okay.
Nor is Kaluna, nor is the other monk that you had met previously, the young one.
So I asked for someone to get Quentin in the lake.
Don't tell me. Fucking play the game. We haven't been on that long.
I point to one of them just randomly and say, "You go get Quentin right now."
Let's say you point to one that is holding one of those ball and chain like things, and he goes,
and I do this somewhat commandingly.
I'm sorry, but we cannot.
Why? What's going on?
Where's Quentin?
He had to evacuate.
Evacuate?
He left us here to protect as a final vanguard for anyone who might have come through, for all of you to return.
Okay.
Well, where did he go? Where are the rest of the people we sent back?
There was... attack isn't the right word. And he kind of looks at his fellow monks who just sort of shrug. And they go, demand made? Numerous individuals appeared outside not too long ago, demanding that we give up a dragon. We assumed that they were members of the same cult who had arrived after the last Iron Dragon that appeared came and left. So Master Quentin went out to speak with them and assure them that there was no dragon on the premises. And he left with them.
All right.
What direction did they head?
To where?
He didn't explain why he had to. He just said he did. He asked that most of the monastery be evacuated just in case, and that let's say there's 9 of them. 9 of us stay here and guard this room.
Okay.
And he went where?
We don't
know.
What direction did they pop off in, dude?
I'm sorry, I don't... He did leave a letter for you all up in his office.
Can we see
Where to bury the lead?
We'll deal with this.
Now we still have all these people who, at the very least, are going to need like minor medical treatment.
Yeah.
At least. Marlon, can you get rid of this teleportation circle? Just like undraw it, do whatever you got to do, scuff it out. Close this if you can.
It only lasts for like a minute.
Just in case.
So the one that you left on the other side only lasted a minute. This one's a permanent, attached to the bottom of the monastery.
I can't get rid of that.
All right, that's fine.
I mean, I don't know, DM. Is there anything I could theoretically do to...
if you wanted to destroy it, you could destroy it. You just don't have to.
But
if you're confident that the circle on the other end we will not be followed, then it's fine.
I'm fairly confident.
Okay.
All right.
I trust you. You know more about this than I do.
Can you tell me about the other people that came in with us? Like the soldiers, like 19 soldiers or something are with us?
There's 9 monks.
The people.
Yeah.
No, he was the people
The other victims.
They're the victims.
Okay.
They're still all of them are unconscious. You notice that a few of them who came through the first group are beginning to stir.
All right.
All of them are sickly. A lot of them are very, very thin, almost wraith-like in their level of energy, let's say, in their bodies. But there are a few of them who do look hardier as well, like they were attached to the system for less time.
Okay. First and foremost, I'll start directing some of the monks. We need to find a place for any of these people to lay down, give them treatment. We'll do that first, and then when they are able to move, then we will evacuate them. But they're in no condition to move currently.
Okay. And they all start running around. A few of them run upstairs and start bringing down bedrolls and blankets and towels and just stuff to lay people on.
Is this the safest place for them, or should we move them to another area?
I mean, if they're worried about an outward attack from beyond the monastery, this is about as far in as you can get. And if we're confident that the portal won't be used, then this is actually a decent triage camp location.
Cool. All right, and I'm going to divert. I'm going to just start my attention on starting to help as many people as I can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to have you roll a medicine check for the most part because it is just getting people comfortable, checking their vitals, making sure. There are a couple of them who are on the brink of death.
Yeah, the ones who look the worst for wear. I'm going to start with them.
Yeah. There's not much you can do. They've just been having their life force drained out of them slowly. So
I can create food and water, so I think I'm going to try that.
Definitely do that. But also just make a medicine check.
Can I give her an advantage? Because I'd probably be doing a similar thing once I know that my chickens are cool.
Yeah, chickens are fine. Chickens are clucking around.
They're like, oh shit, when we came through the portal, I probably like huddled with all my chickens and was like, good job, everybody. You guys were like so badass. You
Okay.
fought off
I
all
believe
those
this.
dudes. You survived.
Okay, 23.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to make the people comfortable, get them in positions where they can recover. For the most part, you know that things that drain actual life force, they can recover. They may not be able to, and even if they do recover, they'll be severely weakened especially for a good chunk of time.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
But no one's immediately going to die today.
Okay. Are there any other teleportation circles to major like cities or locations that we can take them once they're able to move if they need more treatment than a monastery will be able to give them? I'm asking that to the monks.
Oh, there's like we didn't even know this teleportation circle was here until like yesterday.
Oh, that's a good question. When did those people come for Quentin?
Yesterday.
When did we leave?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
That was just Heather does not remember how long.
Yeah, no. It's been about a day.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably like a good 24 hours, let's say.
All right.
Yeah, they're like, we didn't know this was here, so we're not up on our other teleportation circles in the continent. It was not something we needed to know.
Okay.
That's fair.
So yeah, you and RML are going to take your time doing that. Is everyone else going upstairs? Trev, what are you doing with your special cargo?
I'm going to make sure he's okay. I don't know, man. Like, how long was he there? Like, it couldn't have. Was he?
About a week.
You would imagine
maybe.
he would have been one of the.
Yeah, about a week and a half.
Yeah. So
he looks okay. Definitely less vibrant than you saw him. But okay for the most part. Just out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna. No.
I'm still thinking this is going to be a bit. So
all right. Well, while you do that, let's say Nyx, Sai, and Marloman, you head upstairs to go to Quentin's office chamber to see what he left behind.
I also want to contact the boss lady while we're here. Let her know that we're back in town.
Yeah, you're able to make contact very quickly. She recognizes that you're on this plane, and thanks you for removing a threat.
Okay.
She also specifically lets you know that Oberon is still recovering and has not regained consciousness.
All right, good to know. I ask her if she knows who Quentin is.
No, they would not have cross paths.
Okay, perfectly fine.
Not within her purview.
Yeah, that's legit. All right, well, thanks, boss lady. We'll check in soon.
Okay, see you later.
Hey.
Okay, so the three of you head upstairs to Quentin's chambers. Craig, have you come up with what you got?
I mean, I'd be kidding if I pretended that I wouldn't be playing favorites. If I remember where the room is that I was being nicely held when I was recovering all that time ago, I would bring him
politely
there.
locked up.
Yes.
Sure. You bring him to that makeshift cell area that has now been reconverted just back to a regular dorm.
Perfect.
Or a regular meditation room, more accurate.
Wildly assuming that it is unoccupied and keeping him in here.
The whole place is currently unoccupied.
Valid.
And you're able to make him comfortable for now. Are you leaving him there, or are you staying?
Honestly, I'm gonna probably stay here for now. I already gave everybody the head start to get to the office. They'll fill me in.
So, the three of you head into the office. You come in to notice that the large wall of scrolls that was there previously, I guess only No, you all have been in this office before, so you're all familiar with this. The Wall of Scrolls is completely empty. It is entirely barren and with empty cubbies and all the holes within the wall completely barren.
Gary, I don't mean to interrupt. Am I in this party?
Yes.
Okay.
It's you, Sai, and Nix.
Excellent.
So the three of you enter. You see this. You also see on the desk is a small scroll tied with a black ribbon that is just sort of sitting in the center of the table.
I pick it up.
Okay. Are you not checking for traps?
Oh my god,
fucked up.
I mean,
you pick up the scroll.
Yeah.
Unwrap it.
And your arm is cut off.
And
your arm is very strange because the book is 7,000 pages long and it's heavy.
No, it is not the Voluminata. You've not checked in on the Voluminata. So you pick up the scroll. You open it. The first thing you notice is that it is written in a language you don't understand.
Boo.
With rather garish slash marks and weird triangles.
Is it Draconic?
It is Draconic.
Because one of us read a book on that shit.
Yes, you did. Congratulations, you get to use the thing you read a book on.
Hey guys, I got this one.
I think Marlon did too.
Yeah,
I did also read that book after
it
you
is.
read it. Yeah.
It is a magical book. It can only be used once every 100 years.
Oh,
that is the exact same thing I told you last time.
I don't think that was the case. I thought it was like it was going to take you several times to get it, but that's okay.
Yeah. No, but I think in that case only Marlon read it because it was his first, and I asked to borrow it after.
Ah, yes, it is. That is how books. That is how books work. Well, unless they're like books.
Yeah, that sentence is fucking preposterous. Yes, I get what you're getting at.
Skill books, which is one of these. Just put that one on my tombstone. That's how books work, unless they're books. It's not as good as Morgan's more betterer during our podcast.
Listen.
Okay,
my point was made.
Morgan, Marlon, you can read Draconic.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. And the message essentially boils down to, gone fishing now. It essentially
Don't pee on the
is
third rail.
The history. It is his history. It is the history of the other Iron Dragon that he had spoken about previously.
I'm relaying this information as you say it.
That's when you're reading this out loud.
Yeah. You're doing a really good Morgan impersonation right now.
Yeah. His former or Marleman impersonation.
Marleman impersonation. You're right. Excuse me.
Well, how different are the two?
Yeah. His former
one's more responsible, and that one's Marleman,
who chose to not stay within human society, who decided to sequester themselves away. And it is essentially a non-holds barred biography, autobiography, I guess. Doesn't take a lot of space, simply because Draconic, as it is written, a lot of it can fit into a very small.
That picture can mean 1,000 words.
Exactly. But the ending of it is what catches your attention most, because it essentially says that.
Was it a cliffhanger?
No, it does have an ending, which is though the two were able to enjoy their own personal solace for a while, eventually time brought them back together, but then time drew short.
Oh, that's sad.
Huh. That's pretty sad.
In reference to context of...
That's a good point, DM.
So
I'm not sure of the context myself.
That is essentially the entire context.
It was his whole life.
Yes, like it is his entire life. But then the last few sentences are simply that. It basically leading up to it. It is about his enjoyment of the time at the monastery, enjoyment of gathering knowledge and sharing knowledge and creating this order of individuals who really do strive for knowledge and the pursuit of it. But then almost very abruptly, it transitions to that much more somber final tone.
Okay.
Almost as if he had been working on this for a time, but then time drew rapidly short.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
It's pulling a George R.R. Martin over here.
Oh.
Yeah, had to find an ending quick.
Yeah.
Okay. But one of the monk dudes said that he left a note for us. That's not a note.
I assume this is the note.
That's a book. That's the note. But that's a book.
Probably just.
I mean, all right. Is there anything else written in the room?
Make an investigation check.
Sure. I can do that.
Oh, Pearl. Hi. Well, you gonna climb on me or you gonna lay down?
That is going to be okay. Not great, but okay.
Okay, Pearl. No.
Early.
That is a 15.
Okay. The room is Pearl. What are you doing, you monster?
The room's Pearl.
She's being good. She's being a good girl.
She's looking for the warmth.
Yeah.
Mostly in her.
Yeah, but the ass warmth.
Yep.
Good.
The best
So,
warmth.
The room is stripped clean. Whatever was in it and everything within it has been very quickly either hidden away or taken with Quinn. Can't find anything else within the room.
Are there trapdoors leading out of the room?
No.
Okay.
It's a good question, but no.
He's going to meet.
He seems like the trapdoor type of dude.
Can I do like an investigation check on the entire room?
That's what just happened, Morgan.
Yeah.
Like he didn't want to know where he was going.
I didn't realize anybody rolled a check, so
That was the 15.
First to know.
Well, it doesn't mean that I can't help or try.
I gave
Gave you everything. Okay.
Can.
Yeah.
All right.
The room is empty.
Yeah.
And we came here to look for
A note. It's gotta be this. Like,
It's gotta be that.
does it name the other dragon?
Yes.
What's the dragon's name?
Arlandra.
Arlandra.
Where'd she live?
It says that she was safely hidden somewhere within the mountain range.
All right, how long have they been in this room right now?
Any way to contact her?
They've probably been here for like 5-ish minutes. It took Marleman some time to translate.
That's not enough time for me to get bored
It took
and get
me
up
5
there.
minutes to read that guy's whole bit.
I don't know if that's enough time for me to get bored and go up there.
Listen, you take all the time you need, brother.
It's enough time for it's enough time for Craig to get bored and go up there. Though.
Okay, all right.
Fair enough.
Okay.
We bash our heads against the wall for a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't say how to contact her.
Yeah.
In any way.
After a little while of Trev just not seeing him not stirring, he's just like, all right, fine.
Okay.
All right,
And then
he's
he
gonna
just
sit there
goes.
and rest.
Yeah. So yeah,
The bedside manner
wanna
thing
go
is
up
not
too.
Trev's best ability.
listen.
I want to go up too. I want to see what's up there.
You are
Bring my
working
chicken.
with 40 patients. You have
Oh.
time. You are
Anyway.
busy.
You're right. You're right.
So I'm gonna go up there.
Okay.
I'll send my
Get filled in, whatever.
Okay.
We could spare. I could spare us that part of the conversation.
Yes, they fill you in very quickly.
I don't remember what I know and what other people know at this point.
How do you mean?
But at some point, Trev is just gonna blurt something out about like the hidden city or whatever the fuck we.
Velocity of glass.
That's the one.
There you go.
He's gonna blurt something out about that when somebody says hidden away.
Okay.
That's
And-
where
It's where the black dragon-born Corrin Dawn Shield came from.
There we go.
Um,
Now we're putting shit together.
It is
isn't
where
that
the
also where someone fled to?
Yes.
That is
And
supposedly
one of
where
the
that
people
black
flew there.
dragon fled to, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
that is
I can't
correct.
remember who.
That would
But-
be her.
Didn't one of the people from the Fae didn't flee there?
No. The Amundsen Sean, the big tree, is currently hiding somewhere in the elemental plane of Earth.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so the
Nature.
bad guys, or at least the Black Dragonborn, was
From there
mentioning
originally.
that place, and from there.
And gave you a lot of information about it. I will fill in. From
Yeah, you could
months
speak
past.
for me because I
Yeah.
do remember. Like, I guess
remember that this
Trev is the one
happened-
who was told all this.
Yes, you remember it happened, which is more important.
Yeah.
And that the location of it is somewhere within the Scorched Wastes on the opposite side of the mountains you're currently in. And it potentially is a place out of time, which is how it got lost.
Oh.
What?
They just
Oh.
got gassed.
Oh no.
No, I believe
We're good, we're
Ryan
good,
just
my bad.
noticed my.
Yeah.
some-
Oh,
Yes, Ryan had not seen the nice mug.
When did you acquire that?
I bought it off the internet like a month ago.
It's not nice and then I figured it out, right? But that was great.
I'm genuinely surprised you didn't tell Ryan you had that mug.
He did. He put it in the chat.
What?
yes.
I didn't remember.
I don't remember.
It's on you. Yeah, so somewhere it originally was somewhere within the Scorched Wastes. It disappeared about a millennia ago. It may be unstuck in time, and the people in it are real jerks, according to Corin.
I agree. They're probably real jerks.
They hoard knowledge as opposed to express it. Oh, Pearl. Also, Trev, you mentioned in the past that just kind of as a thing now, you'll just detect magic. Do you do so?
Oh, yeah. If all the wall scrolls are whatever, the scroll wall's gone. If all those
Yeah.
anime wall scrolls aren't there,
Yeah.
then yes, I'll do that.
Suddenly, you detect a hidden box on the floor that has Quentin's body pillow in it.
Oh, who's on it?
No.
Who's on it?
Another dragon.
All right.
No, it's as you detect magic, there's nothing weird about the scroll wall currently, or what once was the scroll wall. But the letter that Marleman is holding is glowing magic.
Huh. Yo, that's magic paper.
Wondering
Does
why you were
anybody know
looking
what
at
that
me
might
funny.
mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Should we roll it up or something?
Roll that shit up.
If you smoke this letter, I so fucking so help me God.
That's a thing that RML would maybe want to do with that space age weed.
Not smoke the magic paper.
How do we like?
You're not
Is any-
there.
Is anybody familiar with this kind of magic? Like,
I don't know.
Marlon?
Yeah,
mean-
actually, now that then if he mentions this, because
can-
I'm not smart enough to think that it's a thing like that, I'm gonna look at it with my magic sense.
can
Okay.
you
Can I
like
do-
Arcana check to know the
Exactly.
material?
Yes, one of you make an
Yes.
Arcana check.
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now.
What's your Arcana?
Pretty good.
Yo, this is magic paper.
Huge.
Tombstone. We've got Gary's tombstone.
Okay, there it is. All right, so I rolled a 15 plus 6, so I think I know exactly who made this.
I mean,
And-
if you're
and-
trying to find out who made it,
Well, no,
not
I
an
mean,
easy guess.
I mean, like who? Never mind. Okay, go ahead.
You mean how to get the other message out of it?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. So it is a paper that has an enchantment upon it that is hiding a second message underneath the first printed that you can see.
Oh, I've seen National Treasure. Somebody give me some lemons.
Yeah, I bought Star Tropics. Let's dump this in the water.
Okay. All right.
You know that a fairly simple dispel magic spell would reveal the message underneath.
Oh, word! I can do that too.
Hey, good, because I can't.
I
Um,
can't
I
either.
can-
Come to think of it.
I can
I
dispel
thought you
magic
could.
once per day.
I mean, I just don't have it ready.
Yeah,
I
he can
can
do it
do
as
it.
a drow
Yeah.
shit.
I would
Drow
like to
high
do that.
magic.
Yes, buddy.
Okay, you do so. The message that Marleman wrote does not actually does not actually disappear. It just moves to the opposite side, which is a very weird moment, Marleman, as you're looking at this piece of paper, just like, all right, what do you got for me? And like
And it
the
just
text you're looking at just like picks up and rotates.
Mischief managed.
just
Yeah. Revealing a second message underneath that reads, still in Draconic, Dear Problem Solvers.
Hey,
recognize.
You've done so much good for us here in the monastery, and I hope you will continue to do so.
Is Marleman live translating this out loud?
I assume so.
Good.
Yeah.
I must depart. My pursuit of knowledge has led the followers of Tiamat to me, and in order to protect those that I care about, I must depart. I know not where they will take me, nor what they will do with me upon my arrival there, but I can only assume that knowing Tiamat will not go well. Should you need assistance or wisdom, please look to the skies. Those of us who pursue knowledge in the name of Ayun are always available.
Well, maybe not right now, because he's like in captivity.
well, I mean,
I like how you're holding the mug that way.
He doesn't want to block shit.
That's right.
Just like, here we go, everyone. I'm drinking today.
Yes. But yes, that is what the four of you hear. Or
well,
Marleman, you translate the three of you.
Yeah. All right.
look to the skies.
Okay.
And I apologize, I mispronounced one thing in there. It is the followers of Ayun are always available.
Yes. Yeah.
Do we know anything about them? Or about that name? Does that name ring a bell to anyone?
I don't think anyone in the room right now.
I wouldn't. That's for dang sure.
Well, all right. Here's where I struggle with like pantheons and stuff.
Yep.
Like a lot of them are just common knowledge, even if you don't like worship them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how sheltered you are. If you're just not aware of other things, which is why I'm comfortable not knowing.
You know, and the way that the pantheon is structured, as it always is there are lesser gods, there are demigods,
Right.
and then there are the major deities.
It's like Greco-Roman, really.
Exactly, the ones locked behind the divine gate you can't actually fuck with.
Right.
You know, other gods sit within their planes or their demi-planes, and you can kind of converse.
Yeah.
The ones locked behind the celestial gate and the divine gate, harder. They're a little separate from the world. Those are beings like the Raven Queen, beings like Bahamut, Tiamat, and in this case, Ayun, who Sai, you would have a passing knowledge of. Nyx, you would have a really, actually, a wide knowledge of.
Of what?
Of Ayun.
Who Ayun is.
I think I would know. I would just know the name, essentially, right?
That's true, but you're not there.
Oh, okay. I thought you just meant in general. Like,
I mean, should I do like a history check or something?
Tell us, Nyx.
What's this wide knowledge I have?
So Ayun is one of the major deities to gnomes.
Oh.
As gnomes are a curious race that are always into trouble, so to speak. But mostly just in curiosity, in pursuit of knowledge, in pursuit of attempting to grow themselves. Ayun is the goddess of wisdom and knowledge.
Okay.
Isn't Phaedra a knowledge domain cleric?
Yes.
Well, but she's not
But
there.
Phaedra's not
I was
there.
gonna say, we should probably, if somebody says that out loud, like if you're just like, oh yeah, she's
You
like the god of
absolutely
knowledge, we should go talk to
Well,
her.
I would say out loud what I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, so do you know anything about where the people who follow her hang out? Would we just go talk to some gnomes? Like, that sounds all right.
Yeah.
Gnomes.
Gnomes are cool.
I don't know if I know if they have a location.
Yeah, like
their churches are relatively smaller. Hey, gnomes.
nice. In physical stats.
Yeah.
So mad at you.
They're not one of the major deities that are worshipped. A lot of the major deities don't have a ton of worship. A lot of people tend to worship the minor deities because they have a little bit more direct input on the world, so to speak. So you get a lot of followers to Titania and the gods of the abyss and people like that. The big guys harder. So the people who are direct worshippers of Ayun are few and far between, but a lot of them do, exist within gnomish settlements.
All right.
Cool. No.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean we've
You're
got
right
some leads. Like,
What happened to you there, Em?
She's all right.
There's still a dog.
Sorry.
Emily, are you okay?
Yes.
What happened?
I couldn't. I thought you were pronouncing. I need to check. I am sorry. How do you pronounce? I always said it deity.
Deity?
Yeah, I always
Deity.
said it.
I've heard both.
So I was just trying to check, but it sounded like really loud. I got worried you heard me and I got really embarrassed. But now it's out of the bag. I'm going to check. Hold on.
Okay.
I predicted both.
Yeah, that's what it's
Deity.
saying. Yeah, okay.
Deity.
I always said it wrong, I guess.
I mean, it's
So wait,
I
did
have
you just like
definitely heard both.
it's-
Yes, yeah. Did you like accidentally whisper to your phone, but stage
No,
whisper it?
I
How do you
typed it,
pronounce
but, like,
deity?
I can't believe you're not hearing that if you're not hearing it. It's very loud.
Oh, was that what's talking in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought it was like a TV or something.
Nope,
Yeah.
that was my phone.
gotcha.
Yeah, I think deity is the British pronunciation.
Yeah, it's like the old
I
English
feel like I
pronunciation.
do British pronunciation a lot
Yeah.
for some reason.
All right, well,
I think
No.
it could work either way.
anyway, so yes, deity, as I say it. I don't feel like being pompous and saying deity.
I thought I was
Jesus
trying to
fucking
say
Christ.
it.
Yes, so a lot of the worshippers of this particular deity hang out in gnomish settlements.
Sounds
Cool.
weird.
Word.
Well, we've got some leads now, I guess.
yeah.
One thing I kind of wonder about, like, Quentin really must have not thought this plan through very much. I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm crazy. I think it's a little weird that he's like, if I'm the 100% of the source of danger to this place, so I'm gonna leave, and then tell everyone else to leave also.
Yeah.
But maybe he was covering all his bases.
I don't see. I was thinking when I was reading it too that this is very weird that he's like, this is my fate, like this is what's happening, but here's like who did it in my location. You guys are good at solving stuff. Like,
Yeah, I feel like he's.
As if others wouldn't come along and solve it as well.
Yeah, I mean, we can try to help him out. Like, who knows where he's going? But if he mentioned Tiamat, that, if I'm not mistaken, is that same lost city, right? Right? My own memory.
No.
Really?
I know why the connection to Tiamat, but
There is no open worship to Tiamat in anywhere.
Yeah. Well, that wouldn't be very open. It would be a fucking lost, hidden city.
You caught me on my own words there.
Are there any mages in this fucking room?
Yeah. Trying to think of the right way to phrase this now, you asshole.
You can just tell me I'm fucking barking up the wrong tree because I would know. I just forget because it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Your knowledge did not mention Tiamat there. Corin mentioned Tiamat in a more oblique way, of saying that one of the reasons that she is a member of the order is because she has been promised that certain draconic deities would no longer be a problem.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Beast form.
Huh.
Yes,
A problem?
Ryan has beast formed into a dog.
Yeah.
In this case, now, huh?
I remember the people who we were following to the monastery. We found one of them had the symbol of Tiamat on them.
Yes.
Yes.
It is likely those are the same people who
I mean, of course,
dragon napped Quentin.
that much I've got, but
Okay. That was just
Also-
reminding, because that was the thing I heard from last time.
Those are the dudes with the dragon maids, right?
Dragon mage.
They had
Maid.
it looked
The dragon,
like they had
pack
features.
creatures.
Right?
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
they were not dragonborn.
But they had draconic features.
Correct.
Like the pack beast for that underwater thing.
Yes.
Hey.
I felt very proud of myself for.
Yeah.
I think I said something along those lines at the time. But...
Yes.
God, I just feel like my memory is just a complete fucking sieve for all of this stuff. There's so many things are so similar.
I mean, in terms of like game, Craig Trevisan's had a lot on his mind lately.
So let's see. So if the Black Dragon Lady was aligned with Tiamat because she was angry at people in the Lost City hoarding away knowledge, does that mean that that is where the good guys are then?
Theoretically.
Like if they're if that's where like the knowledge disciples are or whatever, maybe that's a good place to go for opposite reasons. Maybe we're not going to go there and kill everyone.
I mean, we typically end up killing somebody.
Listen, I'll get there, but for now, maybe that's where we can find help. I don't know if this makes sense, and if but like that's what I feel like I kind of was like thinking about that or going to that place once we solved our business, and maybe this is the time. Well, we have to, find it, which will be tough.
All signs are kind of pointing there, so fucking let's do it.
And if we find, we're decent at stumbling onto leads, so maybe we'll find some information on our way about where disciples of Tiamat might hang out.
Yeah.
Secretly.
That's not an unreasonable thing. Dude. Also, the thing, like, all right. So are any of the people around us, the monks, are any of them
all downstairs with Phaedra and Armel?
So we're still upstairs.
At this point, we might as well regroup. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Okay.
Because I want to ask them, like...
Yep, so you guys back downstairs.
Check on the people, check on our buddies.
I want to ask one of the monks, like, when they left, when the group left with Quentin, did they walk away? Like, what? Like, how did they leave?
Why you gotta pick that
No, fuck this
Why did
guy.
you have to pick fucking Mickey fucking Mouse?
I didn't. I move on frustratedly.
Do you find the first guy you talked to?
And then I find the second. Yes.
Okay. The horse guy, what can I help you with?
There's about to be a massacre in this temple.
Wait, go to the third. Go to the third, because I want to hear him try and do Donald.
You did it in the wrong order. He needs to be Sora, Donald, Goofy. He fucked up.
I think this is a good place to find
Hey guys, what can I help you with?
You're all gonna die, huh? Oh my god.
That's a passable Donald.
Yeah, that's a really good Donald. Well done.
I didn't even say anything. What?
That's a really good Donald.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, you find one of them. You ask how they left.
Yes.
They left as a group walking down the mountain.
Okay, so conceivably we can track them.
Probably. There was about 30 of them.
Okay.
I can also scribe.
That is
a voice from the opposite side of the chamber hunched over someone.
Yeah, that is, you can.
Hey, wait, remember, I can scribe!
That's true. We can do that.
Stuck in a well.
What do you want, Tony?
Oh, hi, puppy.
So, all right, we have two options. We can either try to get ahead of them, or we can try to catch up with them. What are people thinking?
Do you guys let Phaedra and Armel in on what you learned?
Yes, that's why I went from there.
Okay. Hey, Phaedra, a reminder to you to something we talked about a while ago, which is your wonderful god is one of the lesser deities in the pantheon of Ioun.
Right. So yeah, I don't think they were asking any more specifics about Ioun other than because I think Emily covered it, right?
I was just gonna say, like, hey, do you know where we would find any worshippers that are like, historians of that?
Specifically to Ioun rather than like the lesser deities, or
any of them really? Like anything that's a trail that we could follow. Just some like
Phaedra and I run into some of her god's worshippers or something.
Phaedra and Nyx did.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, we briefly ran into a couple of them when I was making a very quick check-in with my
That's right.
temple.
Where was that?
Wait, so you have a temple?
Well, kinda, but yeah.
Better than nothing.
This would be a great time to explain some of what you do, Phaedra.
Yeah.
That your party clearly doesn't know.
I'm trying to remember, Gary. This happened.
This is in your backstory. This is not on me.
No, I was trying to remember the stuff with Emily and when we ran into the guys.
All right, Heather, I'm going to need you to give me a tight 5 on this whole thing.
A what?
No,
A hot 16.
Thank you. Thank you so 23.
Nice.
What?
Oh my god.
I don't get it. Thanks.
It's okay, Heather.
Okay.
Turds.
Great.
Yes, this would be a great time to explain what your deity is all about.
Okay, so I follow Celestian, and he's the god of wanderers, which is why it's kind of hard to have a set location because it's kind of a constantly moving sort of situation. But in terms of I mean, there would be methods of communication like sending messages. They would have means of communication, potentially teleportation circles, but I'm not very high ranking, all things considered, so I wouldn't know that much.
But you can get us in contact with somebody who is.
Theoretically, yes. If we go to my temple, I could ask someone if they know anyone who might be able to contact or find some method of communication.
Hallelujah.
Also, just for plot wrapping up things, was there anything else before we came here that we were trying to finish before? Because it's been a bit.
Yeah, my dude's still stuck in elemental plane. The tree dude.
3 dudes in the elemental plane.
Yeah.
So
the tree that we teleport through and stuff.
yeah.
Well, not exactly.
No, the one who's talking to us.
Amontusian.
I'm on. Yeah.
Well fucking done. Literally the hardest name, with the exception of Nathir, that is I have ever said, and you nailed it. Well done.
Triomi, dude. My Triomi.
Yeah, that's pretty on brand though. So.
Wow. But yeah, I'm just trying to remember if there was anything urgent that we needed to take care of before we start on a whole new thing.
I mean, that is relatively urgent, and that's main plot.
Okay,
So,
okay. Just making
before-
sure.
Also main
Yeah,
plot.
I was gonna say
That's
this
true,
was the
like-
thing that I wanted to do after we dealt with
That's true.
the thing we were doing. We've already I actually I'm not necessarily unconvinced that these are not all related.
Wait.
They almost certainly are.
Yeah, they
But,
probably are.
I don't
There's
think that we
there's
have.
not coincidence
If
here.
somebody actually, I'm just gonna say right now, if somebody suggests out loud, we should go find a Montensian first. I'll say, well, we have negative 14 leads on
That's
that, and
true.
several active leads on this other thing.
Yes,
Yep.
your
I
one,
mean,
your
I
one,
would have absolutely said that.
your one lead on a Monsensian
And you're right.
is currently a tree hiding in the elemental plane of Earth that is basically all trees.
Yeah, he's probably fine, right? What I know.
Oh, he's what you were told was that he is
Fine.
100% fine. He is completely safe.
Oh, okay,
It's
all
just
right.
Whatever.
he needs to be told that the Feywild is no longer in
yeah,
bad
yeah.
ways.
Right.
Right.
So
We'll deal with
eventually
that
we'll
later.
go tell him, but
Exactly. That is
we'll do that.
in no uncertain terms. This is a side quest that has popped up in your journal that you can solve at any point.
Armo is
in
going to
time.
get so awesome at talking to trees that he'll be able to do it from across planes. It's going to
Yeah.
be rad.
I'm sorry. All I can think. All I can think to myself is that he acting like a tree and nobody telling them what's going on is almost like was a war going on and nobody told him it was over.
Yeah, he's just out there in the jungles of Vietnam.
I mean,
this is like MMO level of fetch quest where you're like, wow, that guy needed those chickens to survive, and boy, I should have checked that one in
We got
40 years
we got
ago.
to find Mancrick's whiff.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a narrative justification as to why this can take forever if you want to know it. It's
No.
not a spoiler.
I'm good.
Is it because there are so many trees?
Time
No,
moves differently in there or something.
Nope,
Yeah.
not even that. Well,
Shit.
it's close, but not quite. It's that he is a maybe 5 or 6 millennia old tree
Yeah.
being.
So he's the only tree that doesn't know how to Snapchat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
He's
more
a boomer tree.
time moves differently to him in that
Member
days,
of the
hours,
greatest
weeks,
generation of trees.
days, hours, weeks, years. They don't really matter to him as much as it does to you guys. So he could totally just hang out for a while and not know.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Okay, no, that was
Eventually,
more.
he'll get curious.
Gary, you created a really good narrative.
Yeah.
A good narrative retcon here for why your fetch quest can wait.
He put the tree in with trees and said, "Go talk to him at some point." Like, I'm with it. I don't think that's
when I handed that one to you
anything.
guys,
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it was.
I literally said, "This can wait."
Go see the forest for the tree.
Just wait until it's Aramil's turn to decide where we go. Then you fucking know.
Exactly.
never
It's
be
fucking
our
tree time.
I wanted to hand everyone a little card of like that they can cash in at some point. Oh, I want to go to the Elements to play a fire. Oh, I want to go to hell, and I handed Armil. Here you go.
Here's
I was
the
more
place
thinking-
where it's nothing but tree.
I was more thinking along the lines of Aramel's Day. Dun 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 dun.
We're saving. It's a one shot. We're saving for the live show.
I'll give you the pillow.
I did picture like Homer in the land of chocolate.
Yes.
It's also good.
Anyway, back on topic.
Just one other thing. I feel like I remember the City of Brass for some reason, but I don't know if
That is the Elemental Plane of Fire. That's the card I handed you.
that's okay. I didn't know if that was the Elemental.
That was
Fire.
the wonderful Fire Ganassi that you saved at the bottom of the.
Yeah, Zap Brannigan.
Yes, it's Zap Brannigan.
Zap
Brannigan,
Brannigan,
basically-
but I don't want to punch him in the face.
Yes,
He's perfectly
said,
nice.
hey, if you're ever in the area of the fire plane, check in, and he will also do some research into your prophecy and report back.
That was
Very nice of him.
okay. I think I was getting the Lost City. I think I was getting the Lost City and the City of Brass confused.
One of them was glass. One of them was brass. I get
Brass,
it.
thank you.
Easy to do.
Okay.
It also it annoyed. Okay, this is just
brass or glass.
This is my moment of being angry at Wizards of the Coast. By the way, Wizards of the Coast. Why didn't you give that city a name? Why is it just the City of Brass? What the fuck? Why? Any name. Any name.
Brass
City.
Oh, I wish I had a copy of the unmagic card. That's just City of Ass, but I don't. Ben has one.
That is the end of my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Now we're back.
That's in the circle of hell devoted to lust.
Yeah.
Gary, was that your type 5?
Yes, that was my type 5 on me being angry about the City of Brass. Because it's not the only flaming city in the game either, because there's Dis, which is in hell. That is different.
Yeah. Are we ever on our way there?
You have had no leads to go to hell, but if you want to go to hell, I'll come up with something.
All right, so we're off the diss track for now.
Yes. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Nice. Nice.
He walks in.
So can I go over take a couple of minutes from what help? Is there anyone else who definitely needs help right this second, or can I go over and kind of talk?
You're all right.
Okay. Can I see the note that was left by the magic note?
Yeah. I don't have it. I don't know why I'm saying anything.
You got it. I mean, I'm assuming Marleman has it, but he would probably I don't know if you speak Draconic, but he either has to show it to you or read it to you.
I do. I speak Draconic.
Well, then there you go. Yeah. He can just give it to you. Then.
I do that.
It's just.
Solid gameplay. Marleman.
We're crushing it.
Do you want to spend 5 or 6-ish minutes reading it?
Can I use Identify to see if this is Quentin's handwriting?
Is that what that does?
I wouldn't say that's
I don't know,
Identify,
man.
but I'd let you make an insight check.
Yeah, I didn't know where that would qualify.
Or
Like, because it
history,
says,
like
I'm gonna let you do insight because it's like looking into like a person-y sort of thing.
Sure. I mean, it does depend on whether or not you've read anything he's written before.
Yeah, that's the. Well, you tell.
I don't know, bro.
Wait a
That
second.
sounds
No,
an awful lot like
she
investigation.
definitely has because she has read a gate scroll prepared by him before.
Then
so
history would actually probably also cut it if she's
Yeah,
good at
true.
that.
Yeah.
History.
So, is it history?
Or just raw.
History would just basically be you remembering the thing that you've already read in your past.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, dog.
history is plus 12. Oh, okay, good. 22.
Yes.
I'll
Well,
be right back.
I must have gotten something from something.
The handwriting has definitely changed over the years. But it's actually gotten sloppier as the years have passed, as Quentin had gotten less and less used to writing in Draconic as he spent more and more time in his human form. The handwriting on the secondary note is incredibly rushed. It is dirty. It is not great, but it's legible, and it all tracks as Quentin's. Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't think this is I think this is Quentin's handwriting then. I don't know. Still seems a little weird, but if he was in a rush, then he probably didn't have a lot of time to magic up a spell like with the secondary writing underneath. I can send a message to him. That does I can send it across planes. It just has a I forget what the percentage is if it's across planes where it may not work. And then I can also try to scry on it.
I believe it is a 5% chance of not working.
I think that's what it is, yes. So like I just have to roll a d20, and as long as it's not a 1.
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you guys want me to try to message Quentin? Or like try and like see if we can figure out where he is currently?
And I feel like if he could, then he had an opportunity to tell us everything he wanted to tell us, and he did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just because if we're like he didn't, based on the note, he didn't want us going after him.
Yeah. So asking him again, like if you say please, I really don't think he's going to tell you anything else.
All right. So should I try scrying on him then?
That would be potentially better. I mean, if they detect that we are or if anybody around is able to detect incoming scrying or something, that might cause problems. That would be unfortunate. Like, part of me doesn't really know if we need to grasp too far before we pursue the leads we already have.
Yeah.
Like, anything that might endanger Quentin further by, like, reaching out to him magically might be bad. Like I don't want to just, like, have them be like, oh, he's not worth keeping alive and just ice him because they detect something or whatever.
He's also wrong. Like,
do we even want to go after him? Like, don't we want to like find the followers of this other god? And
I feel like they're all related, right?
Keep right with them.
Okay, so
yeah, like I feel like if we go like the leads that we have to find the followers of like the knowledge gods or whatever are going to help us find him.
Yeah.
So we could just do that.
Okay.
Or like we can move fast and track them.
Yeah, I mean if you want. I mean the danger is absolutely there.
But
Gary, how far? Where was the? I don't remember because it's been a while. Do you remember where we were for the most recent location for the temple when it was me and Nyx? It was when we had left.
It was by Lathander. Was when you bumped into the 3 traveling. I forget what we called them.
Acolytes.
Acolytes. Thank you. But they did say that your boy, your mentor. Has been hanging out up north as of recently.
Okay. Because like my specific mentor is not necessarily going to be at the location. That's the thing. Like we kind of are always traveling and like stop in at various locations. So
I will also say of the known continent, not counting the scorched wastes and beyond that, you are in the most northeast northwest part of it.
Okay.
And where we're going is never mind.
Just to remind you guys a little bit of the geography. I don't have the map in front of me. Apologies. You're in the mountains that bridge the civilized continent from the scorched wastes. In this part of, I guess that'd be this.
You can draw it either way, and it's going to be fine because it's gonna be close enough.
Over here, nope, my on camera, yes.
Yeah.
Over here.
Go. Yep.
Is where you are. This is the monastery.
Okay.
Over here is your old favorite place, Jerselheim.
Yep.
And over here, behind my head, is this beautiful Breath of the Wild art, but also the wall.
Right.
You're in a mountain range that covers all of these things.
Okay.
And Nolans is down there. I thought it was yeah.
Somewhere
like
over
Florida, like Florida coast.
Florida coast, but opposite coast.
Can I use I don't even remember what it's called. The divine
Channel Divinity?
Channel Divinity to maybe ask Celestian where the closest location would be?
Sure. Roll Channel Divinity. See if it works.
What do I do for that? I just Channel Divinity.
Talk to God.
I'm just seeing if there was anything specific I had to do with that. That's divine intervention. I can request my deity's aid and roll percentile dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your cleric, your deity intervenes. Okay, so I roll percentile die, and it's equal to or less than my cleric level.
So try to roll less than a 13.
Okay, so do I roll? Hang on, with percentile dice, do I roll both of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're looking for
you
a
get
0
tens
or
place
a
and
1.
ones place. Yeah. The one with the double digits is the tens place generally.
Okay, and let me roll. That's not very high though.
It's not. It's
correct.
difficult to get your god to directly intervene in your life. Ask any religious person.
I rolled a 40.
Then no.
I appreciate that giggle there, Jason. You're my favorite person alive.
You feel a nice. You begin to pray. You grasp your holy symbol, and you kind of cast your mind out, and you can see the Wanderer among the stars. You see the brown breeched, leather shoe clad form that you recognize as Celestian, just from brief interactions. And as you move closer to begin asking your question, you see him raise a hand back still to you, shake his head, and you return. Yours is a fickle god. He's not the nicest.
He's neutral. He's not particularly nice or bad.
Yeah.
Neutral doesn't mean he's not an asshole.
Yeah,
no, that's fair.
He's not the kind of god who'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't help you, goodbye." Nor is he the kind of god who'd be like, fuck off. He's much more like, eh.
I don't got time for this shit.
So based on where we are currently and where I know that the acolytes were heading, how far I'm trying to figure out So what is the math?
So the acolytes you were speaking to were actually going this way. They were going towards Break.
Okay.
You are here. They said that your mentor, whose name escapes me currently, I apologize, was in the north somewhere.
Great. That's, yep.
Well, why don't we ask these monks if they've seen him?
All right. It's Alto.
Alto, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, Alto's my dude. I had forgotten because I just wrote a name and I immediately forgot it.
Just to be clear, the place where the monastery we're in is a repository of knowledge that people come to seek, right?
I mean, yeah. Can I see? I mean, the thing is with I know Ioun's hidden knowledge. They're not exactly going to leave easy steps to find it if it's hidden.
Mm-hmm.
I I can take.
I mean, the Voluminata is also the collection of the knowledge gathered by every fucking pilgrimage these people have gone on.
Yeah.
Yes, but so can I maybe look and see if there's locations of temples dedicated to Celestian in the area, and then maybe go from there to try to find Ioun?
Are you asking about the Voluminata?
Yes.
One of the monks goes, "Oh, that."
No.
They took it out of here.
Who?
One of the monks. She wore robes, long brown. Kaluna.
Oh, okay.
Did she say where she was taking it?
She said she was taking it someplace safe with an old friend.
She didn't elaborate.
You traveled with her before, right, Trev? Or no? Marleman did.
Wait a minute. There you go.
Just go down the line. That one.
I was like, wait, hang on. I forgot why. I keep forgetting. Marleman.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah, I traveled with whom? I'm sorry.
Luna.
Luna.
My monk
yeah.
character
Oh,
way back.
yes. Yeah, I did.
Who else traveled with you?
Oh, boy. Well, you know about this guy, and I pull from my necklace. Perrin. You know Perrin?
Yeah.
That guy.
Stoned silence.
You're precious.
Speaking of stone.
There was
I vaguely remember him. Yep.
There was a really short man who liked to kick things. He was here for a while. You knew him.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's who she was talking about.
Craig was not in the party.
I was not. I was a voiceless deity.
You hear
Okay.
you hear one of the monks lean over someone and goes, "You know someone named Craig?" My name is Craig.
There you go. Hey, don't name the weird
Shut
shitty
up.
monk after me.
Shut up, Mickey. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Anyway,
Monks,
So-
do you know Turks?
Yeah, Trunk baby.
Trunks.
Trunks.
Was here briefly. Yeah, he
No,
self help.
Oh, that
He's
short dick?
still alive?
yeah, Trunks lived under a mountain. Like maybe that's a safe place.
You all
Ursulheim's
have been to Jerselheim.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
last lived there when we were last there. It was on the up and up. It was on the repair from the badness. So maybe that is where she would have thought to go.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
mean, that's another
That's
option.
not
I don't
a
know if
bad
that's.
thought, actually.
And I mean, it's kind of on the way to
wow.
the Lathander region, is it not?
And it is northish, and I
I
maybe
mean, like
get
we
there?
would go along the mountains to the west, if I'm not mistaken, and then it would just be like near or like south of there is where like the wall was, and then Lathander is down that way.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So theoretically, like we could head towards
Chris's tooth.
Jayheim and talk to our boy if he's there, and see if there's a gigantic book there.
See if we can't get in a fight.
See if we can't. See if. Oh no, she's absolutely not there anymore. Never mind.
Petunia's in the.
Yep. Things
One
run
of the
together.
One of the monks actually pops up and goes, "Petunia left actually with Kaluna."
Oh, there you go. Hey.
Okay,
Then Petunia would be able to guide her back to Jerselheim if that's where she wanted to go.
likely, yeah.
So
Why don't
there
we
you go.
send-
Maybe that's what's going on here.
And
Okay.
ask what they're doing. We
What
have
are you
that
asking
power.
next? Sorry, not next. Sai.
I was saying, why don't we do a sending to either Kaluna or Petunia? Ask them where they're headed. Let them know what shit went down
You just
here.
reminded me. I need to know what Petunia's up to because
Pick
I
the more
haven't
level-headed
spoken to
one. Pick
her.
the more level-headed one.
Okay.
Make Heather talk to herself. Make Heather talk to herself.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well,
I honestly think that I would have probably talked to Petunia more than Kaluna.
You're
so
correct.
I don't
However,
think you've ever had a conversation with yourself. So
I've never made you do that.
Caller.
every single time you've come through the monastery, she has conspicuously been absent.
So yes, I will contact Petunia and
Damn it, I want you to do your best Heather impression.
no. I don't
That was
want-
when she was doing British too. I'd have
that
to.
was.
like-
That was when you were doing the British.
No.
Yeah.
Was it? Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Oh well, I wasn't dating Dom then, so I didn't have to be embarrassed. I guess.
Hey Tom, just so
Newsflash,
you
you
know.
still don't. You can still do it. It's fine.
Oh.
I need to hear this. I need to hear this.
Absolutely
was-
not.
It
No.
was classic.
Oh,
No, it was terrible. Don't.
It
No.
was the highlight of every session.
It was so good.
I chose to eliminate it from my mind.
At the very bottom of it though, you have to appreciate the bit. Like you went for it, and I appreciated all of it.
You went full Ren Fair with your D&D
you really
game,
went with
and
it, and I was with you.
I tried.
Much in the way that my character is a whole act, and I'm not a total douchebag or idiot. I'm glad someone laughed. Thank you. There we go.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're
don't
sending
act like
to
I was telling the
Petunia.
truth right there. Jeez.
Yes, I'm going to send a message to Petunia.
Okay. Hang on. I just want to say, Morgan says all of that and then takes a tiny sip out of a whiskey shot glass.
I don't get it. Wait. That doesn't make me an idiot.
It's got you there.
No.
You're right. Nailed it.
I thought you were gonna do the Marleman move, you know?
Okay, so you're sending to
Wow.
Petunia.
I'm glad that is now the Marleman move.
Ooh.
The Marleman move.
So, sending to Petunia. Make connection. 25 words. Hit me up, bro.
Petunia, we're back at the monastery. Quentin left. Where are you and Kaluna?
Marleman says hi.
The Marleman says.
Yeah.
I lost count.
I think you should no. That doesn't become Marleman says, it becomes Marleman. No, you know what? It does.
I count. I think that was 25, right?
That was 20.
Oh,
Okay, so you have 5 words left.
Oh, okay.
Did the
Marleman
ums
says.
count?
Marleman says.
I mean, if
hi.
the ums count, then we would have gotten through. Petunia, we have returned to monastery.
Anyway. Yeah, Marleman says hi is how I will end it.
Okay. You receive back deep in snow. Very unfortunate. Don't like cold. Why did I leave Jerselheim? This was a bad idea. Almost there. We'll talk soon. K.
Damn. Weak. Fucking weak.
Okay.
Oh.
I reiterate that to the group.
You look directly at me and then say, K.
If you speak in like 3-word increments, then you really do have just a chance to land on that last word.
Yeah. It fucking sucks.
I dig it.
Anyway, so yeah, they are almost to Jerselheim, so I guess
Well,
They're almost there.
we're
do we
almost.
know where they're going?
No.
Yeah, that's the rub.
We did not ask, if I remember right.
How many times can you do
Or
sending?
did we?
A bunch.
Because we get a lot.
She attempted to ask. It was just she got the Petunia stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can send another message specifically asking where they are heading.
And then send one to your old mentor. Do we know about that guy? Like, do we know his name? Would you have talked about him in that way?
I don't know.
I think the only person who I've talked to about it is Nyx.
Definitely
Okay.
not me.
No. Okay. I will send another message to Petunia.
Okay.
Where are you and Kaluna headed specifically?
Here, hold on.
Are you safe? Do you need help?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it
You're,
Well, if you don't mind.
you're really nice.
It's
I don't know. So I'm not sure.
You don't have to maximize every word.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
You get back on
You can
the.
respond to this message.
Okay. On the way back underground, have the book in tow. Need to take it somewhere safe. Rushing a bit. Sorry. we'll see you in Jerselheim. Done.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Send a message back and say, be careful. I'm only kidding. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Do it yourself.
Then you're gonna get a fucking message back that just says Petunia has read this.
Oh shit! Fuck,
It's just a check mark.
dog. You just. I don't feel good.
You're not supposed to.
You just get the sad face emoji, but in sending form.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ew.
Okay. All right. So, should we head to Jerselheim then? Before we do that, Marleman, do you have any other locations that you can use teleportation to specifically?
Do I know any other locations?
Do you have like I forget how it worked? Like, do you
You
have?
would have had to establish another circle someplace.
No, I don't have to. No, I can go to known
Or if you know where
circles.
some are.
I just need to know the sigils or whatever to do it. My next question would be, Gary, they took all the scrolls, but does that mean that all the books are gone? Like, is it possible that I could find that information in a book here
You have
of
not
what
checked
runes?
the library yet.
All right, I would like to do that if that's what we're gonna have to do.
Okay.
Because I don't mind going to Jerselheim, but I also kind of want to make sure all the people here are taken care of. And not that this is a bad location, but I mean, we may want to consider
guys
this.
also haven't rested since coming.
Oh
back.
yeah, no, I'm absolutely.
Yeah, I could use a rest, but I'm just saying, like,
also
look.
want to take care of the 40 people who we just rescued.
Also,
And
let's
Here's
burn
actually,
our spendings before we do that.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna say that this is what I'm gonna do as I prep for my like my rest time.
Mhm.
I want to go to the library, and I want
Okay.
to find a book on like known, specifically like a book on sigils for those types of locations, and see if I can figure out as many as I can figure out.
Yeah, teleportation
And, like,
circle phone.
I want to write them all down into a notebook, basically, so I know a bunch of locations.
Okay.
That may be difficult for you to do, but I mean, I can imagine I could roll like a history check or something. Like,
So
with
it's going to
advantage,
be
maybe.
it's going to be investigation to try and find that book in the library.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's going to be a check to.
I mean,
see
I don't.
where you can jot
Roll
down.
Dewey
I
Decimal
also
System.
don't mind asking somebody for help. So, like,
The librarian ran away. Sorry.
It's
was that
true.
Craig? Did we upset Craig, the
Roll
librarian?
card catalog.
Yeah, you will remember that there were 3 primary caretakers of the library. There.
Well, then I also just rolled a 19. So,
All right, you do pretty well. You find a book entitled "Arcane Sigils, Arcane Pathways, and the Use of Arcane Ley Lines in the continent of Pelin."
beautiful.
Now you have to make an Arcana check to see how many you can jot down in a night and still get a full rest.
I'm willing to sacrifice my full rest because I have full health.
But you do not have full spell slots.
Spell slots, man.
I have most of my spell slots.
Do you have the ones that allow you to make teleportation circles?
Actually, hold on, wait. See, my sheet is like
Because
not
I think
saving
the answer
anymore.
to that is no. Because I'm
No,
pretty
but
sure we.
No, I
spent-
have one. I have one level 5 left, which is teleportation circle.
How many of them do you have max?
I can only have 2 level 5 spells.
Didn't
And
you
I
use
didn't-
2 teleportation circles?
I thought I
during
only
the-
used 1.
No,
I thought you had to
used
cast it
Two
twice.
dashes. We used to.
Did I have to use twice?
Yeah, because there were 2 groups of people.
We got a long rest.
Yeah, so you need to make sure you rest.
Yeah,
Okay.
Parliament, if you want, I only sleep like 2 hours, man. And, you know, I almost killed everyone.
You know how to do
Oh.
it, right?
He can copy stuff down. He's a smart guy.
Oh my god, can you do my homework for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just change it a little bit so it's not obvious.
All right, well, here's what I want you to do, Aaron.
All right,
I
I'll
want you
change
to.
every name just a little bit.
No,
So-
man, we're gonna have like a chill hang sesh, right? We're gonna like fucking roll up that magic paper, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And then we're gonna and then I'm gonna like look at the notebook, and then when I pass out, I want you to take over.
no problem.
Gary,
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
is that doable?
It's going to be 2 separate Arcana checks.
Ah, Christ. All right, well then let me just do it.
And the DC is different between you two, since you practice two different types of magic.
Let me just do it. Let me just do it.
Okay.
Well,
wait, I can't just read a book. I need to be magic to read some book.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like Arcana check, like I don't know, man.
I would have a hard time copying a language that I don't understand.
That is also fair.
Weren't on my game.
Yeah.
I hold on.
That's legit.
Like perfectly copying down a bunch of kanji or something that I had never seen before. That'd be tough.
I ended up with a 22.
Okay. And are you doing this with or without a full rest?
I would like to get the full rest. Yeah. Okay. I think it's necessary for me to get the full rest. Apparently.
You're able to get down to 4.
4 locations or 4 runes?
4 teleportation circles.
Okay, so that's okay. This is where I'm going to get interesting with you. How many of those are unique runes? Because I imagine they are combinations of runes, right? My understanding of this whole teleportation circle thing is that you would draw a combination of runes of generic type, right?
Right.
And then I could say, if I knew those runes, combine several of them and create a portal without knowing where it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Okay. That's why I'm just curious.
What is remind me, what is the casting time of teleportation circle?
It is 1 minute.
Okay. That means there's going to be a bunch of runes. There's probably, each one is probably around a string of 30.
Oh, Christ. Okay. Never mind. This question is inconsequential. I was really just curious.
I was going to say, if you thought you were going to convince anybody, especially me, to go through a portal to an address you could not tell me where it would go.
That was what I was going to say.
I just wanted to know.
If you want to try and Stargate this and go, we have a string of digits that are similar, what happens if we just sort of throw them all together and see what happens? I will let you do that. The consequences.
I am somebody who enjoyed Stargate. This is all I'm saying.
He's gonna make you roll wild magic 14 times in a row.
I was just really curious of, like, in my head, for whatever reason, I saw it as like 3 runes, and because of it, yeah. So because to me it seems like these like circles that are like ingrained into or like built in and hard coded or whatever. It seemed like those were few and far between, but apparently they're not.
So it's
I'm reading this and it's like many major temples, guilds, and other important places have permanent circles.
Correct.
So I read that and was like, I don't know, man.
There's probably only 12 to 15 functioning on the continent right now.
All right, but we'll say each one requires enough unique stuff that I couldn't just fudge it.
It needs an address.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Listen, I can go into Google and type in www.google.pizza, but it's not going to get me there.
Right.
I'm just curious.
You need GPS coordinates.
And think of it this way as well. A teleportation circle is something that can be used across planes.
Oh, Christ, that's right. Okay. Well, that just increased everything to the nth degree.
Exactly.
All right. Then.
So the ones you got.
I know 4 locations. Hold on. Let me. I can't write this down in my notes, so I'm gonna have to open up a new Google Sheets.
So in total, you know 5.
Right. I know where we are now.
Exactly.
Can anybody else write this down just in case?
1 second.
I'm like building another document here for notes because I can't trust this sheet anymore for whatever reason.
It's totally fine.
All right, go ahead, Gary.
So you know the one to here, the monastery, the Grey Shroud Monastery. Yep. Yes, I heard you. You know 1 to the city of Jerselheim.
Oh, yes. How do you spell that? Jerselh? E-I-M or E-I-M?
E-I-M.
Okay, thank you.
That's exactly what I expect. You know 1 to the city of Break. B-R-E-I-K.
I actually had no idea how to spell that.
Okay.
You know 1 to the city of Lathander.
Oh.
Anybody else see that?
And now the 5th?
You know 1 to the city of Talagassi.
Oh my god.
And can you spell that for me? I'm sorry.
It's spelled like Tallahassee, but instead of an H, it's a G.
God damn it.
Is that anywhere near Norland? No.
2 S's and 2
Imagine
E's.
that is extremely close to Jerselheim.
It is not very close to Jerselheim. It is very close to Nolens.
That's unfortunate.
Is everybody there extremely flatulent or something? Like, what the fuck is this thing named after?
Okay, all right. So I know those locations.
It was actually built in a plain. Someone attempted to say we should call it tall grassy area, and just kind of slurred it together.
Ah, so it's where the Pokemon are.
Just a bunch of Scottish people talking on an airplane with one.
We're going down to Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Ugh.
What?
God. Oh, God.
Forget it.
Tallahassee. All right.
See, there you go. You now know those 5
Cool.
self-portrait circles. Actually, you rolled a 22.
Yes, I rolled pretty well actually.
Yeah, I'll give you another 2.
Oh, okay.
These aren't on this plane.
That's cool with me, bro. As long as I know it.
You know 1 to the City of Brass
Oh,
Andy.
as a major trade hub. That one's actually pretty important and popular.
I'm gonna put in parentheses. Major trade.
You might also want to put in parentheses elemental plane of fire.
Elemental
I was
plane
gonna say, I
of
think this next one is
fire.
real popular too. If you're
So Marlon
kind of
like
Yeah, right.
least favorite place ever, basically.
And you know 1 to a place that you have never heard of before called Effrens.
Is that like Zac Efron's?
Effrens.
that sounds like trees.
That to me sounds like cold, but that's just me.
It's none of. Do none of you understand Latin roots?
No.
Absolutely.
I mean,
not.
me, I'm like all held up on fucking like Tails elementals, so I'm actually still thinking fire
Oh, that's okay.
because of Efreet.
But that's
is it
with an
possible
I.
for me to
Yeah, that's in Final
ask
Fantasy and
somebody
Tales, it's
what
Efreet.
this is? Like,
Um,
is there anybody at the library?
silence.
You.
Totally silent. All right, wait. How were you talking to Petunia?
Sending.
Sending? Damn,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Nope. I was gonna say before we got in all
I
this.
figure she would know. She reads a lot. I'm not trying to do anything weird or nothing. She's smart. Nobody else is around.
No, it's fine. I was gonna say I was gonna look and ask and see if I could look in the library too for any possible known locations for temples of Celestian.
Just in regular ass books.
Yeah, just seeing if there's any sort of information.
Make an investigation.
Yeah, well, guess what?
check.
Nobody's here. It's just you and me. You hear
Cool.
you're rolling your investigation check, and you hear a man in the corner yell, "Is anybody here to help me?" And it's me.
Yeah, I know. You have very distinctive voice. 19.
Okay. You're able to find a book, major religious institutions, and their central followers.
And where to find them.
The book is about
Shut up,
200
Craig.
about 200 years old.
Mhm.
So a lot of the individuals listed in it are dead. A lot of the places have been renamed, but it does speak to large temples of Celestian that once occupied spaces within the center of the continent.
Can I look at a map of the continent and try and guess? Like
Sure.
what?
There is. I wish I had my map on me, and I apologize.
It's okay.
But I do not. Is it down here? Hang on.
Okay.
I might be lying. It might just be right here.
I mean, theoretically, there are also the ones that I visited because I've probably visited a couple. I just don't know where they would have been
Right.
based on.
Correct.
But most of them probably would have been near the burning fields,
Yes.
like where I grew up. So it'd probably be in that area more than any of the others.
Burning Plains, which you're looking
Burning
for.
Plains. Thank you.
Do. I think I took a picture and uploaded it to Google Docs because that would have been smart. Oh well. I will find it and resend it to you. Wait a second.
Okay.
There's an even smarter thing I can do. Either way, just to kind of let you know while I find this. In the center of the continent, there is a very, very, very large lake. around that lake are a lot of the human settlements, as in the human empire itself, centered around the city of Break, with some of the smaller settlements in the area as well.
Okay. I assume I probably would have checked in on Marleman at some point.
Sure.
As I'm doing this, how you doing? And I know he's off off mic at the moment, but
I'm here. Sorry.
Would you have told me which like teleportation circles? Like
yeah, totally. I think. Honestly, I think if you're having like a study break, I think you and I are sitting down at a desk, like reading books at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
And meanwhile, like as we're done, we're like, so, how'd you do?
All right, so I kind of think at one point, it might have been around here, and I point to the city of Break.
Found it.
Nice.
Thank you.
I remember that.
The problem, again, with our temples is they're not always the easiest thing to locate. I could send a message to my mentor, but I mean...
That's his name? Jeez.
But, I mean...
Rude. Rude and crude.
That conversation didn't happen, obviously, because Marlem is not smart enough to come up with that kind of a bullshit joke.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's near where we're heading, but I think we should probably head to Jerusalem first and then kind of figure out where we need to go.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Me personally, I think we should go to Jerusalem. Not to mention, I have a bunch of known locations now for where we can teleportation circle to, in case of a pinch. Speaking of, you wouldn't know anything about a place called Ephron's, would you? Spelled like Zachary Ephronzins. The great pontificator.
Can you point to it on the map?
No, I can't. It's not in. I don't think it's in this plane.
Oh.
He knows how to get there, but not where it is.
Okay,
yeah.
So can I make like a history check to see if I've heard of it? Or...
Sure.
I don't know if I would have, but computer. History. 15.
Yeah. It's an Elven word. Which I think you vaguely speak Elven.
I've been learning a little bit from Sai.
No, that was Sylvain.
That's Sylvain.
Right? Oh no. And I'll just do. I know. Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Infernal. So no Elven.
Okay. Well, it's an Elven word, but you're relatively well versed in just sort of roots and meanings and stuff. And you can get a kind of loose translation to "city in the clouds."
Hey, so this kind of sort of translates to "city in the clouds," and the note said something about maybe look to the sky.
Oh, hey, that's actually interesting. Let's go to Jerusalem, and I want to confer with an expert.
So, once again, like, we should contact your mentor as well, because it literally costs us nothing to do that.
Yep, agreed.
And we should ask
do it
to
anyway
meet us somewhere as well, because it sounds like he's
I
pretty
didn't know you were in the library too.
Suddenly, Sai sneaks out of a bookcase like Homer Simpson out of a bush.
Out of a bush.
I'm pretty sure my mic was off when I said this, but I said I was going to the library to look up like the unique weapons and armor kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Make an investigation check.
Yes. Yeah. Did you catch on the joke? Make an investigation check.
Like,
okay.
My computer's fully frozen right now, so I'm not sure. Like,
you have no camera.
Yeah. We can't see you.
Exactly. So,
anybody else want to find some books while we're here?
All right, I'm gonna go off in like a more secluded part of the library just so I can have a little bit of privacy when I'm making the call.
Okay.
Actually, Gary?
Yes.
You know that collection of books that I have?
Yes, I do.
Do I have the full collection?
Yeah.
He does.
Okay. I didn't think it was the full collection.
Oh no,
I thought I was missing some books.
No, you have.
I thought the inventory entry specifically said that you had all of them.
Okay, never mind then. Okay. I listen, I'm just asking.
Would you like to begin to dig into another one? I can tell you the name of it.
I need a long rest, but I think you can give it to me while I'm in bed.
Sure. Hang on, I gotta fucking find
a
these.
full
Give me that
collection of
title.
33 books.
Which you have sent me all of those books.
Thought I didn't.
Nope,
I
you
hope
sent
you
them to
hadn't.
me. But boy, oh boy, it's good.
Also, you will notice something about Volume 3.
I don't know if I actually have this on like a saved thing.
Perfect. So I just have them. So you've read Book 1, The Day I Met the Sun, Volume 1.
Yep.
Of Lust in the Chaos by R.L. Page.
Love it.
I love this stupid fucking
Like my
game.
bedtime
God damn it.
This.
So now you kind of pick up the next one and you begin leafing through Scorching Torches, Volume 2 of Lust in the Chaos, which still explains the main character's journey through the elemental plane of fire with Bel Belor, one of the main pantheon gods. As they kind of progress through, about halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way through a book, they're all 250, 300 pages. You can read them at a night as you're falling asleep.
Yep.
So you a learned individual. About 3/4 of the way through, they begin to discuss after copious amounts of butt fucking.
Whoa.
Wow, all right.
These are two male characters.
Okay, that's cool.
I
was more upset that it was you just threw me into the situation real fast. Okay.
Yeah, how dare he do that with this romance, this trashy
With the
romance
throwing.
novel you decided to read?
They actually arrive
I'm not a frugal man.
at the Divine Gate and are introduced to the other pantheon gods, including Ioun.
Refresh my memory. Ioun?
Ioun, the fucking guy.
Is he there?
I'm here.
You don't. Is Gary there?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
Gary's just
I'm
mad at
letting
me
you
right
guys
now.
deal with
I
this.
don't want
Everyone caught up.
Don't worry about it.
the goddess of
Knowledge.
knowledge and wisdom.
Okay, nope, we're good. Sorry, didn't know that was the name. I knew that that's what we were doing. Didn't know that was the name.
So she is introduced.
Okay.
And in your haste of realizing, oh, wait a second. This is something we've been talking about. Wait a second. You flip to the back and realize that the next novel is all about her.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Can I read the first page?
Well, you pick up Entering the Pearly Gates. And-
Oh man,
Emily, I'm so
Vile.
sorry.
This is the best.
Just
That's
facing away from the camera.
This is the best bit.
shaking
vile.
her head.
This is the best bit that I've ever made Marleman go down through. All right, here we go.
I'm
And,
sure he'll go.
just remember, guys, there's 33 more of these.
Perfect.
yeah. They peaked early.
Oh, most certainly not. This one is all about getting to know Ioun and her followers and her following. It opens with a bit of an orgy, which you kind of through as quickly as you can. Kind of slowing down on certain pages, but then
Marleman, much like Morgan, is not too comfortable with those things.
Yeah, I figured. But you eventually get to a part where the main character and Ioun are sitting down for a nice cup of tea and discussing certain things, but you fall asleep.
That's fine. I accept that as my fate.
Meanwhile, Kaluna, you're making a phone call.
I've sent the messages. I've been doing that. I've been texting the messages to you while we've been doing that, just
Oh,
so I can keep an eye on the numbers because I was trying to make sure everything was good. I think I got the name right. I think I got the name right.
You did.
Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you.
I like your use of periods in the second one. You hear no response to the first one, at least. Mostly because you get the second one out a little quick.
I feel like it's like very like sends the first one, breathe, next one immediately.
Yeah. Don't even like really give him a chance to respond.
Yeah.
But you hear back, my child, I was afraid something like this had occurred. I am traveling along the great... what's the
I like
word?
how all of these sound like haikus because you have to count them out.
I know. Along the great shores and headed to the Dwarven High City.
Okay.
Sounds like we're going in the right place.
So, just to keep everyone informed, I was just doing this so that way I could keep an eye on the numbers. Hello, Alto. It's been a while. I need to reach a Temple of Celestian. Do you know what is the closest one to Jerselheim? Also, my brother is apparently alive and working with evil people to try and free the Queen of Air and Darkness. I need to stop him. Period. I need to stop him. Maybe.
Period.
What's wrong? Complete thought. Period.
She seems like the kind who just put a period in or say period.
You get the impression that that's probably where a period would be if it was written down.
No, I'm just a big fan of I need to save. I need to stop him. Period. Maybe save him.
Like
do the periods count for words?
I mean, no, because when you're sending it,
they're technically
in certain things that may count as a character in when
you're sending, there is no punctuation. It is just a stream of
consciousness.
It's a telegram.
Yeah, essentially.
Right.
Well, if it's a telegram, then there would be stops.
Well, if she said the word stop, then the person reading it or hearing it would know that there is a stop there.
Okay. All right. I'm going to remember that for next time.
You're going to talk about helping your Uncle Jack?
I also want to say that 2 years ago, if not more, I made this exact joke.
No!
The first time this sending shit really started to kick up, I totally did all right, you hit up your 25 words. What? Well, you kept saying stop.
Okay. Fair.
Right. Okay, so what was it? He said...
My child, I was worried something like this had occurred. I am traveling the great shores and heading toward the Dwarven High City.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at the map and like try and figure out where that is in conjunction to where like we are currently.
Okay, it takes you about 30 seconds to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Dwarven High City.
Where we're going.
Right.
If you even pull
exactly what I was just talking about.
Thank fucking God I'm not in that room, because if you had relayed that and then started to look at a map, I would have smacked you.
Yeah, I think Marleman would have. Yeah. Honestly.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Great.
Nice.
Cool. I will relate this to Sai, are you still at the table with us, or are you just walking around?
At a table with books.
I was
But
gonna say, first off, Sai never said that. Sai never acknowledged us. He's too good for us.
That's fair.
In the
What
back
was your
reading, just kinda
investigation check, by the way, Jason?
18.
Okay, you're able to find a book on armor and swords.
Cool.
Does it do any good for me?
No, but it's comforting to you.
All right.
It's intellectually enriching. Isn't that a reward in itself?
Armil and Nix, what are you guys up to?
So, let me tell you right now, it's a lot better than what I've been reading.
I feel like I've been in the library because I like the books, and there's not much else to like to right now. But I feel like I'm not part of the constant sendings.
You're just sort of like mildly listening, but like around a corner.
I'm checking in, but just kind of like seeing if I can find something that I can read, most likely.
What sort of things do you want to read?
I don't know. She'd probably like to read about like forests or puzzles or locks or other cultures.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's just...
That's a lot of cool stuff.
That's what Nick's likes.
I was more laughing at the make an investigation check.
Oh, man.
What'd you get?
Wait, what's my bonus?
Is this like Apocalypse? Can I aid interfere?
No.
Boy, I can read. It's a 5.
Can you?
Okay. You're not able to find any books on like locks or cultures, but you are able to find a book on logic puzzles.
Yay.
And brain teasers and stuff that makes you think.
Yay.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I do those.
Okay, so you do a book of riddles.
Hell yeah.
You out of everybody.
Riddle me this.
Riddle me piss. You have the best tonight out of everybody.
Yes.
Hang on. Armil hasn't gone.
Jury's still out on that one.
Yeah, that's true.
We
Armil,
haven't
what
gotten
are you
Armil
doing?
yet.
Armil, are you going to take
Smoking
over
up
where
a
I
hot
stopped?
boxing a meditation room.
Actually, Armil has important business to attend to.
Good. I'm glad.
So, 2 things.
This ought to be great.
I'm corralling my chicken army, and we're going outside for a stroll. Come,
Okay,
friend.
it is cold. It is dark. It is vaguely snowing.
This dude's going to get these chickens fucking ripped.
Yeah.
Come, friend. And I'm gonna see if they come with me.
Bark, bark, bark. They follow you along.
Do they
just fine.
seem to be okay?
Oh yeah, they're just happy to be with you, buddy.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
do
gonna
they have like
go-
their cold season feathers?
I'm gonna
No,
go
but
to
they're like-
where my little plant was that I found.
Yeah,
And see if
it's under a bit of snow, but you're able to find it.
I'm gonna clear it out and see how it's doing.
Okay, it's thriving, surprisingly.
I'm gonna give it some love. Just for
If
a
you know,
second.
if
I'm
you
gonna
know
say-
what a
I'm gonna say, chickens, come round.
Bark, 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 bark. They make a little semicircle around the.
And I'll say, see what love can do.
Bark.
I love this. It's the best.
And then I'm gonna give the plant some love.
Bark,
Can you
bark.
This is perhaps the most druid thing I have ever seen. I love it.
Okay, make a nature check.
All right.
How are you giving it love?
I'm not thinking too much about it.
Just
Just-
feeding it life energy. I don't know, man.
warmth and
it's just all of these things can be meant for jerking off on the plant.
We're not going there. No, we're not going through any pearly gates or anything like that.
18.
Okay, you were able to siphon off some of your life energy into the plant. You know, not like a substantial amount. You didn't take years off your life or something like that, but a couple days, maybe a couple hours.
Cool, worth it.
The plant suddenly like shoots up another couple inches. It spreads out a few more leaves, and you now see that it is flowering, but not. It's not a flower. It is flowering. This plant it will be something else.
Mm-hmm. See, friends? Look at how simple.
And now they're like,
Then I'm turning into a chicken and I'm leading the caravan back inside. Yes. All right. Then I'm going to bed. For a while.
okay.
Nested in my chicken roost.
Okay. Sometime during the night, you do pop back into being an elf because you can't stand beastworm that long. So at some point, Jack does get some ruffled feathers as suddenly he is across the room.
Sorry.
But,
Okay.
and then kind of cuddles back in.
This is fucked. I just want to be out here saying this.
Trev?
Come on.
Okay. You keep vigil over Nathan throughout most of the evening. Prepare some potions, just trying to keep your mind off things. Your
Doing a great job of it, sitting right in the room with it.
Your hand itches, but not in a concerning way, more in a everything that has happened recently is really beginning to weigh on you, especially the blackout period you had before the invasion.
Yep.
So you just take a quiet evening to yourself, listening to the gentle rise and fall of Nathan's breath, and eventually also drift off to elven slumber. And that's where we'll wrap it up here. You do all level up.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Man, now I gotta research that.
Me too. Fuck.
For solving both the Lichfield puzzle and killing a lich, you do level up. and we will discuss that stuff off recording. We'll be back next time as the group heads to Jerselheim and figures out the fuck they do next.
Adios, muchachos.
See ya.
Good night.